Well, hello. It is Saturday, August 2nd. It's 8:13 p.m. This is a little edit that I'm putting in front of this video I'm about to show you. I made this video you're about to see yesterday. I am not a doctor. If you get sick, go see a doctor. This is not medical advice for you to do. None of this should you do. If you get sick, go see a doctor. All right? Go let them check you out, let them find out what it is, let them treat you. Go see a doctor, okay? There's one thing I do where I get into a car that's extremely hot, or into a vehicle that's extremely hot, and I heat soak myself. If you try to do that and you're on blood thinners, if you're out of shape, you can die real quick. If you pass out while you're doing that and you're not found, you can die. You can even pass out and within 3-4 minutes you'll have brain damage. So don't do none of the shit you see me talking about, okay? That's for me to do. That's for me to risk my life doing because I have a problem with doctors. But you should see a doctor, okay? So I'm gonna head you over to the video and we can enjoy all the fun I had for the last 9 or so days. But look, if you get sick, you go see a doctor. Do not do what somebody on the internet tells you. Go see a doctor, okay? So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 8, 97. Well, hello folks. There will be no fast. I got sick a week ago. Last I can't want to say Monday. It was last Thursday. And what happened was, just like it happened, I think it was March. My sinuses started running, and I said, "Oh man, please don't let this be the case." Sure enough, that went on for about a day, and then heading into the second day, it started running down my throat. By the third day, it was in my lungs. And man, it's been a party ever since. Last Saturday, I got home last Friday, I cut the yard. And then last Saturday, I did some trimming in the morning. And man, as soon as I put the weed whacker away, my lungs went crazy. And it was rough. I mean, Saturday and Sunday, I had to sleep on this couch like this. Slept like this. And one of the things I found that helped was taking this. This is a hospital blanket that the hospital gave my wife on one of her many trips back from the hospital. Came back with her. But I folded it up, then I put it around like this. And I don't know if it was being hot or being under pressure, because this does apply a good amount of pressure. It's almost like somebody going like this to your neck. But you go like this, pull it a little tight. And I wasn't coughing as much. I kind of looked like, I don't know what, like I just come out the sauna or something. But so I did find that out. But the same thing applies about I had to sleep up like this. I couldn't sleep on my back, couldn't sleep on my side. As soon as I get on my back or my side, I start choking to death. I start coughing. Now this stuff that I got, it doesn't fill your lungs with crap. It creates a situation where you get a nerve impulse to cough every about 2 or 3 minutes, twice. And it's involuntary. It's not clearing anything out. And the problem with that is you don't get no sleep. And I got, in 12 hours, I got like 4 hours of sleep. I had to work 12 hours to get that 4 hours of sleep. Because I'd be sitting here and I'd doze off and I'd start coughing, wake up, doze off. I'd be looking a little bit at the clock too, because I'd be trying to keep track of it, because I want to get at least 6 hours of sleep a night, you know, no matter what, because you can run down. If you don't get enough sleep, man, you'll be a whacked out dude, you know. So anyway, that went on, and I was at work. I was going to my jobs, and I noticed that every time I went into a space that had air conditioning, and my job, our office at our job, they say it's 72. It feels like a fucking meat locker in there, man. It's like it's 60 degrees in there. When I walk from the outside to the inside, and on a normal day you'd go, oh, that's great, right? But of course I gotta be sick, so I walk in there, and as soon as I walk through there, man, I call this my little cough buddy, this disease I got. My little cough buddy will get excited and then start making me try to cough, you know? But that's what this is about. That's why when I wrap this up like this, I don't cough as much, you know? But I can't walk around jobs like this, you know? I look like Allah Akbar, you know? But anyway, so I noticed that when I went into air conditioning, my coughing got worse. And I noticed it when I was in my company work truck. I got a fan here blowing on me, a little tiny fan. But anyway, so I noticed when I was in my company work van, and the air conditioner was blowing on me then, made me cough too. And I got thinking about this. I said, you know, if this is a man-made virus and it was made in a lab, the lab was kept at 65 to 75 degrees. And a lot of times they'll keep it to the lower end because it slows down the reactions in what they're testing so they can watch it better, and plus it's cheaper. So if this is a man-made virus that I got, you know, it's used to an air-conditioned environment. It loves it. And that's why as soon as it gets into an air-conditioned environment, it's like, oh, it's old home week. Now we can procreate and go crazy in whoever body we're in, you know? So I said, okay, cough buddy, I got something for you, you motherfucker. I got something for you. Ain't gonna be no more AC. Ain't gonna be no more AC. On Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I was in my company work van with no air conditioning. The first day, it was 95 degrees. It was hot as hell. Inside the truck is probably about 115. Hot as hell, but you know what? Guess what? That first day I got into that heat and I breathed. I wasn't sweating this out. What it was, I was changing the environment inside my lungs. The air I was breathing into my lungs was no longer that 65 to 75 degrees. It was 110 degrees. And man, down there where this creature is, he was pissed. He was not happy. He was going, what the hell is this? This is not how I'm supposed to be treated. I'm supposed to be in air conditioning. And I sat in that truck. I was hot as hell. And you know what? I was not uncomfortable. I'm used to heat. I don't get mentally challenged by heat. I've been used to it since I was a child. I just drink a lot of water, and I try to, if I'm in direct sunlight, I try to wear a hat or wear something on my skin. But I can accept heat, you know? And that's the thing about the human body. The human body can accept high temperature ranges, okay? But if it's a virus that's been made in a lab, that was made from between 65 and 75 degrees, that's where it lives. That's where it's lived its whole life, you know? So that's in the exact range of air conditioning all over the world. So if you get this virus and you stay in air conditioning, you could die. So, first day was 95 degrees. Thursday, I think, was like 90. Of course, today it was temperate. But you know what I did today? I turned the heater on in the van. I turned the defroster on and the vent going to the floor and turned the fucking heater on. I said, motherfucker, I'm going to get your ass. I'm going to get your ass. And it worked, you know. I sound like crap, but I feel so much better. And I came home today. Boy, yesterday was a tough day. Oh, man, it was a lot of work. I want to thank the good Lord for getting me through it. And I've been staying away from people. You know, I go into a place and there's a long line, I'll turn around, I'll leave. If I go into a place that takes a long time to get to the register, I'll leave. Because as soon as I start coughing, I leave. I'm not going to have that shit, you know. Because I think this happened to me because there was a lady at the Social Security office 2 weeks ago. She was sitting behind me, and she coughed right down to my back. Like, twice. I went, what the fuck is this? And then she coughed again. I said, hell with this. I got around. I went to the back of the room. Because she was sitting like the second row from the front. I sat at the front. She was coughing down my neck. She was complaining because she'd been there a while. And she wasn't patient, you know. But she had that freaking double clutch cough, you know. I was thinking, oh, no, man. So I got up and I went to the back of the room. So that would put it about 5 days after that exposure that it got strong enough to kick into gear, you know. Anyway, so, man, this coughing thing was bad. It was bad. And like I said, this helps. This helps. But what I just did a minute ago, and I'd never even thought about this. Now, when I got home today, I don't think I have it here. Oh, let me go get it. I'll go get it. So I keep getting these sensations like there's mucus, like just running down the back of my throat, you know? And it's making me cough, you know? And I was like going, God darn it, this has got to stop, you know? We're like heading into another week of this shit, you know? Now, all through this, I have not had a temperature. I haven't had a temperature. I'm like going, what the fuck? You know? But I've got sinus drainage down the back of my throat. I've got some congestion in my lungs, but I got that freaking rasping cough, you know? So today when I got home, I took a spoon, stuck it down the back. Now, you don't stick it down the back of your throat like this. You're not trying to scratch your throat. You're just trying to rub your throat, because as soon as you rub it, you'll loosen whatever's on the back of your throat. And I did that about 5 times, and you can imagine what I saw come up. And one of the things surprised me was I had some potato chips that I ate at lunch that came up, and it didn't come out of my stomach. And I know I've got a hole in my throat, and that happened a long time ago. Surprised the doctor when he saw it. They did a barium scan of my throat, and he was doing a barium scan. I said, do that again. I said, what do you mean? Swallow that barium again. I said, what the hell is that? I said, what are you talking about, Doc? I said, there's a hole in your throat. I said, oh, okay. Anyway, so I scrubbed my throat with the spoon like this, coughed the stuff out. And I was thinking to myself, you know, I saw this thing about Navage, you know, which is the thing you rinse your sinuses out with. And I was like, you know what, do I have anything that approximates a Navage? And I do. It turns out everybody does. Now, you don't want to do this with any dishes in the sink. You don't want to do this with anything that's around that you could spray your snot on. But that little rinser that's on the sink that you pull out and you rinse the sink with, that's just enough pressure. You put it right here. Don't cover your other sinus. And you just hit the button for a second. And man, you get a blast of water all the way up in your sinuses. And you put it in the other sinus, and you hit it, blast it, you get another blast of water up in your sinuses. And it will blast water out the back of your sinuses. And that's another thing that my cough buddy wasn't expecting. And I'm very happy about that because I'm going to go do that again. I just did that. I did that. I did the throat scrape. I did the spray with the nozzle on both sinuses. Even took the nozzle and I had it on warm water, put it in my mouth and aimed it down my throat, and I sprayed that sucker. And I sprayed it. And I didn't see anything gross come out, but I could feel the difference. It actually scrubbed the back of my throat in a way that didn't injure it. You know what I mean? Because anything mechanical you try to scrub your throat with, you'll damage the skin because the skin's very tender. But with that sprayer, I sprayed up here, blew the stuff out the back of my sides, and then I took that sprayer, put it in my mouth, and aimed it down my throat and sprayed that sucker. And coughed that stuff into the sink, and it's complete difference. Complete difference. So, I've been sick, and there won't be no fast today, or won't be no fast for August. The way this sickness goes, the way it went last time was, it took 3 weeks of my life. Now, it's already taken, well, this is Friday, so it's taken 9 days so far. But right now, I'm feeling pretty good. The only things that I took to help on this, I kept, let's see, here we go. As long as I'm not talking, I won't be coughing. But if I'm going to finish this damn video, I might as well do this, because I've already done 2 of these videos, like 2 long videos and 3 short videos, and not finished it because I started coughing. I said I can't put that online. All right, so anyway, what was I saying? I used Theraflu powder, cold powder that you put in a glass, and it's a powder, and then you stir it like a hot toddy and you drink it. That helped. I tried some Robitussin cough syrup, which it didn't help much. And I've been taking my vitamins. I've been taking some aspirins pretty regular, because hopefully the aspirins help. But that's about it. Now, and I've been drinking. I made a bunch. I've lived off of chicken noodle soup since about Sunday, and I'm so sick of chicken noodle soup I could scream. But maybe that helped, I put a little bit of cumin powder, a little bit of ginger powder, and a little bit of turmeric powder in it. And I put a little bit of cayenne pepper in it. I put a little bit of, sometimes I put garlic powder in it. Mix it up. I put a little bit of peas in it. It's either Campbell's home-style chicken noodle or Campbell's original home chicken noodles. So that's where I've been. That's what's been happening. And I know I sound like hell. I look like hell, but I don't feel like hell. I'll make some more videos when I get feeling better, but boy, oh boy, what a party, What a strange situation, But we'll get over this, and it's just going to take time. That's the thing, see? And I got 2 days here where I don't have to do much. I got to cut my grass. That's about it. And the irony is, sitting around don't help it. I could sit around and get sicker, or I can go out and get shit done and be just as sick as I was if I was, or less sick than I would be sitting around. So I'll get some shit done and I'll get better. But anyway, I do want to thank God for being with me, because man, oh man, yesterday was a hell of a day. And we got a lot of work done, and we got a lot of stuff closed out. And thank you, Lord, for that. But we're getting through it. And I apologize for no fast. I was aiming for a fast, but man, last Thursday when shit hit, I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me, man. As soon as my nose started draining out the front, and if it goes on for it goes on for an hour straight. As soon as it goes on for an hour straight, I know it's here. And what it does, it drains and drains and drains, and it works its way back in your sinuses. And then it works its way down the back of your throat, and it works its way in your lungs. And what I'm thinking is, the very first time this shows up, I'm going to be in that damn kitchen sink with that damn sprayer, and I'm going to spray up in my nose, and I'm going to spray that shit out of there. Because I ain't having this shit, you know. I mean, I'm not trying to make a doctor rich. I don't need to get on 95 pills. I don't want to take a vaccine from a company that probably made this fucking shit so they could sell billions of dollars in vaccines. They probably made it in a lab. That's probably why from 65 to 75, this virus is comfortable, because that's where it was designed at. That's where it's lived at its whole life, you know? That's what it expects to live in, is air-conditioned environment. So I just laugh at myself, you know, when I got in that smoking hot work van. I got in that sucker, and normally I would have, you know, normally you open a hot van, you go, man, that's too hot. I can turn the AC on, open the windows, let it. Dude, I opened that van up, and it was hot. I jumped right in that sucker, closed that door. I didn't even roll the windows down. I just sat there. I was breathing it in, breathing it out. And my body was going, man, this is gonna work. This is gonna work, because it was like the grip of that virus had been released. Now, it didn't kill it, as you can tell. It didn't kill it, but it just released it. And my body said, man, I needed that help. I needed that help. Thank you, Phil. And my body's been fighting it ever since. And I'm feeling better, even though I don't sound better. But I am, like I said, I am very sensitive to the fact that, you know, stay away from people. Don't go hanging around in public. Don't go. If you ain't, you know, I always use my credit card. I don't give cash out. I haven't been giving any water to the post office people, because I don't want to give them something with the water, you know. And but it feels good to be getting better, I'm gonna tell you. And that thing with the sprayer on the sink, man, that's gonna work like golden, baby. I would do that again probably in an hour, and it's gonna hurt just like I hurt the first time. I don't care. Clean these damn sinuses out, clean the back of my throat out, and I don't have to cough. Shit. And you know, the thing is that, like I said, if I wasn't talking, I wouldn't have to wear this thing. But all the other videos I made, I started coughing. And, but as you can see, this kind of limits that, you know. But anyway, thank you for watching the video. You know, God's always with you. If you need his help, just call him. I've called on him many times in the last week. He's been with me all day long, and I told him, I said, I know, I got to go through this. I know, and we're going to get through it. And I want to thank you, Lord, for being with me. And he's been with me the whole time. So anyway, if you need his help, just call him and he'll help you, okay? God bless you, folks, and have a great weekend. And as soon as I get better, feeling better, I'll shoot out some more videos. But boy, oh boy, I got to tell you, two things. If you get this virus, it loves air conditioning. Get out of the air-conditioned air, get into that hot car, or get into, you know, you can actually get in the car, turn the heat on, and turn the damn defroster and the thing on, and you'll be sitting in your own private sauna. You'll be breathing that hot air, and your body be going, are you out of your fucking mind? And two, the thing with spraying my sinuses out with that sprayer, man, that's a genius move, man. And I know, and first thing you say is, I'm never coming to your house and eating nothing out of your damn house again. And that's true, you won't be. And I will, I take and wash everything. I don't, you know, I use soap, I use a little bit of bleach in my soap, so I wash everything. So it's all sterilized. Anyway, have a wonderful weekend. And as soon as I'm better, I'll shoot up more videos. But just remember, God's with you in all things that happen, and He'll help you, okay? God bless you, folks. We'll see you next video. Peace.